Nick, Blake, how you guys doing? Blake, how's your
Great.
year started?
We're doing great.
Good, good. Blake, how's your year started?
Oh, it's good. We got to get in and get started on some rehearsals with our team finally, and that's been fun. It's been fun to actually, know that you put together a good team, and then whenever you see them putting in the work, realizing that it's beyond a good chance that I'm going to win again.
I see the trash talking has already started.
Yeah.
Nick, what say you?
Yeah, when you can see it in motion and go, oh my God, yeah, there it is. There's the win. It's a good feeling.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad. Nick, how about for you? I mean, and even beyond the show, how's your year started in general?
It's good. I feel bad for Blake. He has to do this whole like strong, I have the best team, confident thing because inside, he's definitely crumbling. He's dying inside.
He's dying inside
because he realizes that he's the worst coach by far.
I don't know, that worst coach has a couple of wins under his belt. I mean, Nick, what's your strategy for this season?
Thank you.
It's the strategy is really just to have fun, enjoy the ride, and try to get inside of his head as much as possible. Just psychological warfare. It doesn't always work, and you're right. He does have 7 wins. It's very impressive, but I feel like coming in, not having any wins in my second season gives me the upper hand to go in and be even more aggressive to get it.
Well, and you're kind of sitting in a golden chair here. I mean, you're stepping into the shoes of Gwen, who just won this past season. I mean, do you feel like Blake's been a little more feisty because you're taking over for his fiance?
I don't know. I can't speak to that necessarily. I would say that there's pressure, of course, because we have to surround him with wins, between Gwen at home, in his face every day, and then me at work as the other person. It's just we want to surround him with wins and make him feel, insignificant.
Really let me just add to, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. And speaking, football is on everybody's minds right now, and to put this in NFL terms, sometimes people are drafted into the NFL, highly drafted, like maybe in the top 10, and they just end up being a bust sometimes. Sometimes they just never really pans out.
Are you calling him a bust? Are you calling him a bust?
I'm saying that, here we are. This is his second season. And to me, it's either it's go time here. And if I was, a viewer of this show, I'd be keeping a close eye on Nick right now and thinking, maybe he just, he's not ready for the big leagues yet.
And he just said that you're surrounded by winners. I mean, Blake, how do you feel about Nick taking your fiance's seat and the winner of last season being right there with you at home? I'm
sorry, did you mean to say, how do I feel about Nick getting my fiance fired? Which that is what happened here.
Is that what happened, Blake? Tell me the story.
May as well get it out there into the world, and because I would like to see this be talked about on social media, that Nick is actually the guy that got my fiance fired.
So that means you're coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
This is not true. So Blake is he's a liar. There's only one way to put it. He's just a liar. He doesn't have a bone of truth in his body. It's just all lies.
Oh man, well Blake, besides the voice, obviously this is the big story, right? Besides the voice, you've had a lot to celebrate. Congrats on your engagement. I read that you hid the ring in your truck until you proposed. What would you have done if you lost it? Did you have a backup plan?
Let me tell you something. I have my truck in Oklahoma. It's just a farm truck, right? And then just like any car, I got that side pocket in the door of my truck, where we put crap. Change, McDonald's salt packets, ring. That kind of stuff always ends up in there. Yes, pocket knives. And I knew that I needed to have the ring ready at any moment. And so I put it in the pocket of my truck thinking, because I didn't want to set up the moment. I wanted her to accidentally set up the moment. And so I needed the ring available for whenever that was. And so, yeah, for, I don't know how many days, 4 days, maybe 5 days, I drove around in that truck thinking, man, this thing could fall out of the door. Somebody's going to have a great day if they stumble onto this ring.
It would.
So I kept an eye on it. I put it at the bottom of, all the 22 bullets and keys and crap like that it was.
Hopefully nobody would find it. Yeah, for sure. Well, and I'm assuming that you're like, knees deep in wedding planning now. Do you guys have like a date or a venue or anything set?
No, and I never try to avoid those questions. I know they're coming. The truth is, this pandemic, I don't know how we want our families to be able to be there, especially her mom and dad and my mom and stepdad. And I just we don't have a clue when, we're going to be able to mingle again. So that's literally all we're waiting on. I would marry her when we're done with this interview, if I could. So we're just waiting for that moment where they say, okay, or when we can see that it's going to be okay, then we'll set a date.
That is so precious. This is like watching a love story unfold. Well, Miley Cyrus has already thrown her name in the hat for wedding singers. I mean, would she be on the short list?
Oh, I mean, who's going to turn down an offer like that, But my experiences with Miley, she's so much fun to be around, and I don't think I would want her to be on her best behavior. I want her to be crazy Miley if she comes to our wedding.
Exactly. When she offered both, she was like, I can be on my best behavior or not. So you can probably have the best of both worlds.
I want crazy Miley always.
Yes, I love hearing that. Well, and in other family news, I mean, Priyanka has been talking about how she wants to have as many kids as she can. And I know that you've said the same. What I want to know is who has the naming rights? Like if you two were like blessed with a son, would you have a Nick Jr. or a girl would be named like Priyanka the second? Tell me about this.
Well, we'd be blessed with any child, son or daughter or anything. So I don't think I don't know. We haven't discussed naming rights by any means. I think it's just about whatever is right. I'm sure that, her mother will want to weigh in and my family would want to weigh in as well. And we're open to that discussion, but just not, knocking on wood that it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, the pandemic is a good time for all this planning.
I hope before they have children that he wins one of these seasons of The Voice, because imagine the disappointment for those kids growing up knowing that their dad will do it.
I'm going to actually use that against you when we get to the live shows and try to get the sympathy vote from the country for my team by using that line you just used there.
Well, Nick, I've heard that you've already actually done a bunch of trash talking. I mean, didn't you send somebody a text in like the coaches group chat saying like, hey, losers, I'm back?
I did. Yeah. I said, hey, losers. And then I quickly thought maybe there was too much. It was, so I've had to toe that line because texts are tough. You never know if it's serious or not, right. And I already have a pretty dry sense of humor. So there are times I think it's difficult to tell if I'm just being a jerk or if it's, meant in jest, and It's obviously a joke.
Yes, for sure. Obviously a joke that you didn't want to call them losers, even though you.
No, they are for sure, all of them. But I didn't mean to text it to them,
Exactly. Well, Blake, in other news, I mean, obviously, you talked about winning the title of Sexiest Man Alive years ago. What do you think of Michael B. Jordan joining the fraternity recently?
From what I hear, he's a very good-looking man. And from what I hear, Nick is also a very good-looking man, and so I'm happy. I'm happy for Michael B. Jordan, and I think I set the bar at a way higher level.
Astronomical.
Yeah, and I know that he's very, very handsome, and he's got big shoes to fill, because not talking about me, he's got John Legend. Was also one of the sexiest men alive. And that's when I feel like, I questioned how high the bar really had been set.
But Nick has been in the top 10 before.
I know. And we were mentioning that earlier. I'm looking forward to to Nick when he wins Sexiest Man Alive. He can complete.
What was the tipping point that got you from the top 10 to number one?
Well, I read on social media from people that are still complaining about me being Sexiest Man Alive that I paid, that I bought that.
Did you buy it? Did you like throw in a little sponsorship?
I think it was when my check cleared with People Magazine. That's
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Nick, it sounds like Blake is trying to nominate you for the next Sexiest Man Alive. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I said this earlier, and you know, I'll say it again. The fact that Blake and John are both Sexiest Men Alive makes me question the validity of this.
You don't even care.
Chart. So I'm kind of okay if it doesn't happen, but if it does, you know, great. But you know.
Well, I think Michael B. Jordan definitely brought the credibility back to the title. So
right, and we're hoping that Nick does
feel better about it now, because that's.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, whatever happens, I'm excited that, you know, Blake wore that crown at one point in time. And Nick, I hope you get to wear that crown sometime too. Hopefully you get to wear the crown for, you know, winning The Voice sometime. I mean, what are you most excited for going into this next season?
I'm excited that we, as far as we know right now, we'll be back in studio for, you know, the knockouts and battles and eventually the live shows. You know, last year, my first year on the show, we were obviously deep into lockdown, so we were doing it from home and just presented a lot of challenges and took the ability to connect with each other and our artists out of the picture. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, being on set and getting a chance to continue to watch these artists grow and bring some, you know, some fun and joy and great music to people's lives in their homes in a time when I feel like everyone really needs it.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well, that's my time. Thank you guys so much. It was great to talk with you. And I hope one of you gets this crown this next season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.